family. Anyway, money guru Larry Winget, who is the cruelest dad on the planet because he wouldn't give a penny of his massive publishing proceeds to any of them, joins me right now and says, get out of that house and what, Larry?
Get a job, go to work. Now,
what if they already have a job and are going to work? But times are tough.
Yeah, you sound a lot like the hate mail I get after you and I talk about this.
That was just from my daughter, but go ahead.
This is a problem with millennials, but it's not a problem created by millennials. This problem was created by parents who didn't do the singular most important job they had as a parent, and that was to equip their kids with a skill so they could go away and be independent and self-reliant. They didn't set up expectations. They didn't communicate to their kids at some point, you got to go away, and you don't get to come back. Then we're left with 26% of them living at home.
What happened to you when you were young? What happened? Tell me. We can talk this through.
You know, I was raised right. That's what happened to me. My mom and daddy told me at some point, you got to go away and make it on your own, and then they gave me the skills to do it.
Well,
that's what happened.
You did. In all fairness to you, you did, young man. But, you know, I think I can understand where the kids are coming from, too. A lot of jobs are such that expenses are out of control today. A lot of kids move in, and, you know, I see in this city, 6 of them crammed into a studio apartment. But they find ways to do it. But for a lot of them, it's easier said than done. What do you think of that?
For a lot of them, it's easier just to go home and move into a place that, let me see, has a bank, a restaurant, and a hotel room that comes with full-time maid service. That's the easiest thing to do. And
have you been spying on my house? Tell the truth. You have.
Yeah, I have, Neil.
Okay.
And, you know, this is not an indictment on all millennials. The majority of millennials add a lot to the marketplace and a lot to the workforce, and I am all for it. But when you got 26% of them still living with mom and daddy, that's a cultural thing. That's something that's gotten so big that it affects all of society.
Percentages were close to that during the Depression. So maybe this is an economic thing. And there was a time during the Pioneers, by the way, I might remind you, where, and you're old enough to remember the Pioneers, that they all lived together and generations lived together, and that was fine. And in Japan, generations lived together, and no one would question their work ethic. So what's your problem?
Well, the Depression was a much different time than we have right now. And I know about student loan debt and the fact that jobs have been hard to get, but we have more millennials working today than we did during our recession of a few years ago. They have jobs. They don't have that sense of responsibility. And again, I'm not talking about all of them. Right. They don't have that sense of responsibility that they want to own their own homes, that they want to buy a car. Instead, they lease. We even have dating websites that are teaching them how to date when you live in your bedroom with mom and daddy, and that's to me is a big issue of lack of responsibility.
All right, your kids are your own fault, and Grow Up Here, just 2 of his aptly named bestsellers. I thought mega bestsellers, but I think he's a softie. He just lets on this hard veneer, but I think he's a softie. But Larry, thank you very, very much. And Scroggins back home, that does not apply to you, although the garbage isn't going to walk itself out. A little more to this.